Welcome to Tisch Salute! Congratulations to all the graduates, friends, and families on this huge accomplishment. Next to me on this stage are my dear, dear friends from the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music. I can't believe we're all standing here together at Radio City Music Hall with you. Thank you for being here. We're going to play a couple original songs for you today. This next song is my song called Amsterdam, and it's about leaving your hometown. Memorize all of the cracks on these ceilings. Nothing has changed and it's losing its meaning. I don't know how to get out of this feeling. Stay any longer, I'll break into pieces. But I'm just waiting for this train to pick me up and save me. Too comfortable, it's getting old and I don't wanna hate it. I'll miss the clocks in Amsterdam, and it's sad, but I'll make it easy if I can. So I'll wait, I'll wait, I'll wait. Only you give me a reason. I can't stay, can't stay, can't stay. I pretend I'm never leaving. There is an ocean I keep in my pocket. If I could figure it out, I would cross it. I'm missing out on a world full of promise, wondering what it's like. But I'm just waiting for this train to pick me up and save me. Too comfortable, it's getting old and I don't wanna hate it. I'll miss the clocks in Amsterdam, and it's sad, but I'll make it easy if I can. So I'll wait, I'll wait, I'll wait. Only you give me a reason. I can't stay, can't stay, can't stay. I pretend I'm never leaving. Oh, so I'll wait, I'll wait, I'll wait. Only you give me a reason. Can't stay, can't stay, can't stay. I pretend I'm never leaving. There is an ocean I keep in my pocket. If I could figure it out, I would cross it. I'm missing out on a world full of promise, wondering what it's like. So I'll wait. Only you give me a reason. No, 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 I can't stay. I pretend I'm never leaving. Oh, I'll wait, I'll wait. Only you give me a reason. Can't stay, can't stay, can't stay. I pretend I'm never leaving. Thank you.
Stevie Bill, everyone. It has been a difficult, chaotic 4 years to be in college, to say the least. And sometimes it feels like you're stuck with the residue of past years. But we've persevered, we made it through, and this is a song about moving on.
Reeling from the season we've been through, I'm peeling back the layers built with you, but I can't seem to stand it. reaching out for something that feels new. I'm teaching myself how to make it through, but there's no chance when I'm so stranded. 'Cause I'm left with the residue of the best feeling I ever knew, and ain't no chance of starting new when I still feel so stuck to you. I can't. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do to bring me back to you. Breathing out, taking in the view. I'm cleaning out the relics of this room, but there's no chance, 'cause I can't abandon this. And I wonder if there's anything to do, 'cause I'm left with the residue of the best feeling I ever knew, and ain't no chance of starting new when I still feel so stuck to you. I can't. And I can't stand to picture you moving on to someone new, 'cause the band-aid ripped off way too soon. I'm left with the residue. I can't. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. I'm left with the residue, best feeling I ever knew. Teach myself to make it through, but I still feel so stuck to you. I'm left with the residue, feelings that were left by you. Teach myself to make it through. I'm teaching myself something new. I'm reaching out for something new. I'm reaching out to get to you. And I can't stand to picture you when you're moving on to someone new, 'cause the band-aid ripped off way too soon. I'm left with the residue. I can't. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do to bring me back to you.
Jackson Craig, everybody, let's give him a hand. All right, this next song is about being okay with exactly where you are right now. I dedicate it to my class of 2023. I'm so proud of how far we've come, and I hope you know you're exactly where you need to be. It's called How's This?
I can feel the air stuck in my chest when you say I'm not going anywhere if I keep trying to do things my way. And it's only 'cause you care that you're honest with me, and I'm honestly too scared to tell you to shut up. I wish you would shut up sometimes. How's this for trying? How's this for pulling myself together, man? I'm not even trying. And it's the middle of the afternoon already, I'm trying. How's this for taking all your tips and tricks? Pull my bootstraps up like you told me, but I'm getting even farther from the old me. Try to bring it up, and then an unexpected turn of events, you try to cut me off like a defensive little kid. You never did give it any thought when you tell me that you love it. I'm supposed to be sorry, it's all I really want is you to tell me that you know you were wrong. 20s and counting, I take you into account. Every move that I make, your voice is the loudest. I scream above your trying. How is this for pulling myself together, man? I'm not even crying. And it's the middle of the afternoon already, I'm trying. How is this for taking all your tips and tricks? Pulled my bootstraps up like you told me, but I'm getting even farther from the old me. And I'm sick and I'm tired of your reasons. Tell me my mind and much will I leave bleeding. But not even tourniquet. Couple seasons out. Can't you see the love the air is sweeter now, baby? And I'm trapped out, a splinter in my claw. And I didn't take all of these tips and tricks. Why did you say that I'm stuck like you told me? I know that I'm not getting even farther from the only house.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for growing with me. Give it up for Miranda Del Sol.
My name is Stella, and I'm going to sing a song that actually came out of a songwriting class at the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music. This song is about moving forward and also reflecting on the spaces that made you into who you are, and Clive is definitely one of those places. So it's called The Bluffs. I hope you like it.
I found somebody else, and it might have been the realest thing I've ever felt, and I know the winds never blow past the bluffs, and your successors won't come close enough. Hoping that this wasn't the case. You're overflowing. 27 marks to your name, but you don't know it. Say it out loud, 'cause I know that you want to. You keep your voice down, 'cause you know I don't want you. You don't wanna let go, but you know that you got to. You hate these words, but I can't change them for you. And I found somebody else, and it might have been the realest thing I've ever felt. And I know the winds never blow past the bluffs, and your successors won't come close enough. Knowing that I will not escape, I'm moving forward. Someone will be taking your place. I know you'll notice. Say it out loud, 'cause I know that you want to. You keep your voice down, 'cause you know I don't want. You don't wanna let go, but you know that you got to. You hate these words, but I won't change them for you. And I found somebody else, and it might have been the realest thing I've ever felt. And I know the winds never blow past the bluffs, and your successors won't come close enough. Somebody else, and it might have been the realest thing I've ever felt. And I know the winds never blow past the bluffs, and your successors won't come close enough.
everybody. This is such a beautiful, beautiful celebration, not only of our graduates, but our friends and family who have held our hands these past 4 years, our wonderful community at NYU and beyond. And the song that we're about to sing is called Eternity, and it speaks to the resilience of my community back home in Australia.
Let a drop in the ocean. I'm the river that flows like a great stampede. I'm history unfolding. I'm a moment in time that will not repeat. Can't you hear it? Hearing my soul inside the sound. I'm taking higher ground. I sing for better days. I sing for my people, and my people breathe through me. I sing to make a way. I sing for my freedom, and freedom is all I need. Remember my name always. I'm the daughter of the wave. I'm brave, I'm not afraid. I'm here for a reason. Eternity points to me. 7 days of creation, but 10,000 years just to get to me. I am the foundation of all that has been and all that will be. I sing for better days, I sing for my people, and my people breathe through me. I sing to make a way, I sing for my freedom, and freedom is all I need. Remember my name always. I'm the daughter of the wave. I'm brave, I'm not afraid. I'm here for a reason. Eternity points to me. I sing for better days, I sing for my people, and my people breathe through me. I sing to make a way, I sing for my freedom, and freedom is all I need. Remember my name always. I'm the daughter of the wave. I'm brave, I'm not afraid. I'm here for a reason. Eternity points to me.
We hope you enjoyed these lovely songs about home, community, and change. Don't cry, Stella, I'm gonna cry. We are so proud of everyone graduating today. These 4 years have been so special for us, and we now have a community that we will cherish for the rest of our lives, and that means everything. We want to say thank you to our parents, our friends and family, our teachers who are mentors to us. It means the world, and we couldn't have done it without you. We love you. And because this is Tisch, we'd like to say, with this song, follow your dreams. Now here you go again. You say you want your freedom.
presenting the New York University Tisch School of the Arts, Class of 2023. Department of Undergraduate Film and Television. Graduate Acting Program. Department of Dance. Department of Design for Stage and Film. Rita and Burton Goldberg, Department of Dramatic Writing. Department of Performance Studies. Department of Drama. Graduate Film Program. Department of Cinema Studies. Interactive Media Arts Program. Interactive Telecommunications Program. Photography and Imaging. Davis Institute of Recorded Music. Graduate Musical Theater Writing Program. NYU Game Center. Department of Art and Public Policy. Collaborative Arts Program. please welcome to the stage members of the Second Avenue Dance Company. Please welcome Allison Green, Dean, Tisch School of the Arts.
What a way to warm up the house. Let's give them another cheer. Yeah. Welcome to our Tisch Salute at Radio City Music Hall. Can we please take one moment as we gather today on ancestral Lenape land to express our gratitude for the wisdom and cultural contributions of indigenous nations throughout history. We remember with love friends and family whom we have lost, but who are with us today in spirit. President Hamilton, Ginny Hamilton, Interim Provost Georgina Dopico, Tisch faculty, staff, and deans, student speaker Darius Adamson, honored speaker Billy Crudup, families and friends. It is with great pride and joy that I present to you 1,556 graduates from the NYU Tisch School of the Arts. Congratulations, class of 2023. Some thanks, please. Thank you to DJ Zuzi and the Sea Live Band from the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music for those great opening songs, and there's going to be more to come. Thank you, John Henderson and the NYU Pipes and Drums with our own professor, James Felder, for leading our rousing tradition of procession. Thank you, amazing SADC dancers and student choreographer Gary McCall for that fabulous opening dance. So let's have a cheer for all the performers and our army of volunteers who had a very early 6:30 a.m. call this morning to create this salute for you. Give them a thanks. Thank you, President Hamilton, for your dedicated, generous leadership of NYU. We are honored that you and Jenny are joining us today in your final graduation events. To the parents, grandparents, partners, families, friends, and loved ones here today and online, thank you and congratulations to you as well. You've been right there for every step of this journey with your love and support. Thank you to our honored speaker, Billy Crudup, 1994 alumni of graduate acting. We are thrilled. There's the grad actors. We are thrilled to have you here. Thank you to the Tisch faculty, staff, and administration for your remarkable dedication to teaching and service. Thank you to our donors, Parents' Council and Dean's Council members, foundations, and alumni whose generosity makes possible all that we do. Now on Wednesday, your reps, Jabril Hakim, Naya McCullough, and Victoria Smith and I had the thrill of listening to you cheer as we entered Yankee Stadium. When our Tisch singers knocked it out of the park with their performance, you roared. So now, graduates, let's mark this moment. Please stand and give a cheer to everyone who has supported you to this moment today. Give them your love. Thank you. Class of 2023, you've been through it all. Your work has been a source of inspiration for me, and it's an honor to address you today. You have shown adaptability, courage, and resiliency in the face of the pandemic and many global challenges. I know that graduation can be both exciting and nerve-wracking, so I'd like to share with you 3 actions that give me courage: connect, care, and create. First, connect. A decades-long study on happiness has revealed that social connections is key for a fulfilled life. And the most important thing you can do to make connections is to foster conversations. Film producer Brian Grazer told our students this year that from the beginning of his career, he started having what he called curiosity conversations. He said, for a long time, I had a rule for myself. I had to meet one new person from the entertainment business every day. Pretty quickly, I realized that I could actually have a conversation with anyone in any area that I was curious about. Conversations in this community inspire me and keep me going. Recently, Martin Scorsese spoke at the tribute for President Hamilton. He has told me of his pride at being an NYU alumnus and how his life was changed by conversations with his film teacher, Haig Manoogian. He connected while still a student with his lifetime editor, Thelma Schoonmaker. A proud Tisch former faculty and now Tisch parent, he is deeply moved that his father's name will be on our new Martin Scorsese Institute for Global Cinema. Opening next year, the center will further our reputation as the best film school in the country. '82 alumnus Professor Spike Lee comes from a family of teachers, and he takes great pride in his 30-year tenure as faculty in graduate film and was just honored with a University Distinguished Teaching Award. He noted inspiring conversations with his former teacher and friend, Martin Scorsese. Now students learning from Professor Lee praise his practical, grounded advice guiding their own filmmaking. And recently, in an interview on NPR, Billy Crudup shared the importance in his career of inspirational talks by his graduate acting teacher, Zelda Fitzhandler. At our spring gala, we honored legendary photographer, Professor Deborah Willis, and her son, alumnus Hank Willis Thomas, who was inspired by his mother. Hank described his mentors at Tisch as a conspiracy of good people. Who has had a good impact on you? What curiosity conversation might guide you next? Think about that for a moment. You can connect to the growing network of more than 45,000 Tisch alumni around the globe. It's no secret that many alumni have earned celebrity. Most recently, Sanaz Tusi, 2018 alumni of dramatic writing, was just awarded the Pulitzer Prize in Drama for her play English, written as a graduate thesis. There are countless stories of success of alumni invigorating and changing communities in over 70 countries around the world, with or without awards. You are all part of a collective force, artists, citizens, making an impact in reshaping your fields. Live performances, exhibitions, and film festivals reopened everywhere, filled with Tisch creators. Our NYU Game Center, named #1 in the country, is a vital part of the city's new game industry ecosystem, generating $2 billion annually. Connect and care. Don't panic if your own measure of success takes some time. Some journeys will go quickly, some slowly, and may take unexpected directions. I was a child from El Paso dreaming of New York, and when I was graduating as a visual artist and choreographer, my parents were worried, but reminded me to find joy in service. I traveled the world performing and teaching, and I made lifelong friends while witnessing revolutions in Eastern Europe. But then I experienced an AIDS back home, AIDS epidemic, without a cure or a vaccine. My grief caring for too many friends and artistic heroes who died in those years shaped my life intention to educate future generations of artists. I would never imagine I would arrive here, leading the greatest school of the arts through a different pandemic, learning from all of you. So I speak from heartfelt experience when I say that the other part of the happiness equation is to take care of your body and soul to sustain your dreams for the long ride. Don't postpone finding a source for love and gratitude in your life. When you're stressed, breathe, move, laugh, see art, experience live events that can't be replaced by AI, and gain perspective. And gain perspective and awe in ever-changing nature. Care for something outside yourself, be it a person, a pet, a plant, or our planet. Engage wholeheartedly in what matters to you. Find others to join in. As Professor Lee said, you have to do it from the heart. To lead a fulfilled life, you have to care. So connect and care to create. It is the desire to create that links all of you graduates, no matter your discipline. We share a passion to keep learning by doing. The action of creativity fills us with joy, and it transforms our grief. No other school in the world has the breadth and reputation of our 17 departments working side by side. That is the source of our community's success. To create is to share. We believe in the power of possibilities, and we champion diverse global perspectives and marginalized voices. Creativity and perseverance now are the threads that connect and bind us, whether we make performances or products, songs or software, costumes or code, images or essays. You have learned the skills to create anything, anywhere. You made it in New York, so there's nothing you can't do. Your collaborators are in this room. Everyone in Tisch uses some version of the same creative process. We imagine, research, produce, share, critique, and revise. Then we're going to do it all over again because the best response to our last work is going to be our next work. The spirit of the artist is ancient and honorable. It's as old as civilization, and it's more important now than ever. History has shown that the work of creativity is essential to lead us forward. You, every one of you, are essential. Our mission was to prepare you for the artistic journey of a meaningful life, not just the next job. You will never retire from your creative passions. The pandemic and global challenges did not stop you. You did not give up. Neither did we. Nor did artists around the world who continue to create with tenacity, empathy, and imagination. Never give up. Graduates, you are now part of a continuous and noble lineage of creators. Every journey will be different, always continuing. I hope that you will experience a world of wonder, filled with gratitude and curious conversations. Each trajectory will be shaped by your own commitment to connection care, and creativity. You have the support of a community who believes in your unique voice, waiting for your story to share. We wish you continued success in your every endeavor through the pursuit of a lifetime of meaning. Thank you.
Please welcome Anita Gupta, Associate Dean of Student Affairs.
Good morning. I have the honor of introducing our student speaker, Darius Adamson. Darius arrived at Tisch and NYU from Columbia, South Carolina. He is an actor, writer, producer, and director, and trained in Playwrights Horizons and Stone Street Studios. Darius has been the co-president of the collective and the recipient of the Beth Turner Award for Scholarship in the African Diaspora. Please join me in welcoming Darius as your 2023 Salute Student Speaker.
Good afternoon. President Hamilton, Dean Green, honorary guest speaker Billy Crudup, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, alumni, parents and families, and friends and family friends, and my fellow graduates of the class of 2023. It is an honor to stand before you today on this momentous occasion as we celebrate the culmination of our studies at New York University's Tisch School of the Arts. For many of us, this can mark the end of an era of consistent sequential schooling. This is a transitory moment in which we find ourselves entering a time in our lives that may not be clearly laid out. What comes next? Enter the ever-present question, what are you doing after graduation? We all know the anxiety that comes from answering this dreaded question. What do you say? You want to be able to map out a clear and guaranteed professional career path, perhaps a job starting immediately after graduation with cushy benefits, like health insurance. For some of us, that may be true. Some of us may know exactly what our next steps are. However, for many of us, that may not be the case. You could try to piece together a few responses. I'm just going to start auditioning. Right. I'm just going to start working. I'm figuring it out. Just to be determined. I devised my response to this question months ago. When asked, Darius, what are you doing after graduation? My response has been, after graduation, I'm probably gonna meet up with my family afterwards and take some pictures. and then we're going to have dinner at Carmine's. Italian served family style. This response has worked because one, it's the truth, and two, it diverts from the unknown of post-grad life. So much is unknown, but here's the good news. We can walk into the unknown equipped with the knowledge of what we do know and what we now hold with us as we stand at the completion of our studies. Exceptional training, access to singular opportunities, and incredibly formative experiences. We are also connected to an ever-growing network of the who's who of the arts and entertainment. Turn on any awards show and play the game I like to call, how many of these people graduated from Tisch? While the network and the art of networking are both remarkable, I believe the great promise of NYU is bigger than the network. I believe the greatest gift is something even more powerful: community. When we approach the connections in our lives with the purpose of networking, often with the intention of getting a professional leg up, we center the transaction. What can you do for me? When we approach the connections in our lives for the purpose of being in community, we value our humanity. What can we do for each other? How can we support one another? How can we lift each other up? How can we be an ally to our community members? How can we lead with love? I am proud that I've spent the past 4 years at Tisch building my relationships and being in community with my peers. I've served as co-president of The Collective, a student organization that is dedicated to fostering community amongst Black students across NYU, across artistic disciplines. I've developed relationships that will last a lifetime, personally and professionally, because I recognize the importance of finding and building communal space. With community, we are able to look across and next to one another instead of looking up or down. Community allows us to build something sustainable. As our professional careers develop and grow, we are not racing to a finish line. We are not climbing on top of one another. Instead, we grow together. We lift each other up. We support one another. This notion of community sits at the very crux of what I believe the arts are all about and why I believe the education in the arts is so important. Art is inherently collaborative. Even works that are revered for being created by some great singular mind are still inherently collaborative because, one, art does not exist in a vacuum. We are constantly influencing one another and we have our inspirations. And two, the art is not activated without the presence of an audience. Art is a communal experience, and it teaches us that life is also a communal experience. We should also think of community as something that goes beyond the work of art. It should be thought of as something that can be relied on and something we turn to when we need it most. When the cameras stop rolling, who do you turn to? When the stage lights go out, who is left? When the microphone turns off, who is listening? Who do you have? Who is there for you? Who can lean on you? And who can you lean on? When our lives were collectively interrupted and we were scattered and isolated across the globe, we experienced firsthand what losing a sense of community is like, and yet we found each other again. We continue to hold communal space in various ways, digitally and eventually in person, and we continue to create. With this understanding, I believe we can devise a better answer for what comes next. But first, I'd like to say, network is something one acquires, it's something we've acquired. Community is something you work to build. So, the answer. Next, we move forward. We continue to follow our dreams and aspirations. We continue to fulfill our goals. We continue to create art. We do all of these things. And we do them guided and centered by the greatest gift, our community. Thank you.
Please welcome Andrew Uriarty, Senior Associate Dean of External Affairs.
I am honored to stand here before all of you, the class of 2023, and those who lift them in their pursuits. As artists and scholars, you rigorously studied your craft and dedicated your lives to rise to become extraordinary alumni. The school is so proud to play a role in your trajectory. And so it is my great pleasure and privilege to introduce someone whose journey also included deep creative exploration at the Tisch School of the Arts and built upon his education to achieve acclaim as one of our greatest actors and storytellers. Billy Crudup earned a Master of Fine Arts degree from NYU Tisch School of the Arts graduate acting program. Since leaving the halls of 721 Broadway, he has taken the screen and stage by storm, performing across film, television, and theater to critical acclaim. He most recently starred and executive produced Apple's Hello Tomorrow, and currently stars as Corey Ellison in Apple's Golden Globe-nominated The Morning Show, alongside Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, which earned him an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, a Critics' Choice Award for Best Supporting Actor, and 2 Screen Actors Guild nominations. Known for his scintillating portrayals of complex characters, he won an Outer Critics Circle Award, Off-Broadway Alliance Award, Lucille Lortel Award, and an Obie Award for his performance in the one-man play Harry Clark at the Vineyard Theater. And in addition, in 2007, Billy won a Tony Award for Best Performance by a Featured Actor for his role as Vissarion Belinsky in the Broadway production of The Coast of Utopia. He also received Tony nominations for his roles in The Elephant Man, The Pillow Man, and Arcadia. From Tisch student to sleepers and a career playing rock stars to space captains, Billy's creativity knows no bounds. His film credits include Where'd You Go, Bernadette?, After the Wedding, Alien Covenant, Jackie, Zack Snyder's Justice League, 20th Century Women, Spotlight, and Almost Famous. Please welcome Billy Crudup.
Hey, all right. This is amazing. I had to write this down, okay? Thank you for having me. This is a unique and wildly unexpected honor. For better or worse, I am nothing if not a product of the American scholastic enterprise. By the time I finished my graduate degree here at NYU, I'd attended 10 different schools, public and private, on Long Island, Florida, then Texas, then Florida again, then North Carolina, before coming to New York City. So I am the inheritor of a mountain of American education, which doesn't necessarily correspond to a soaring intellect. In fact, 2 weeks ago, for about an hour and a half, I thought I'd be addressing you at Yankee Stadium with the Prime Minister of Finland opening for me. 90 minutes, that was enough time to have an 88-minute panic attack and also write a couple of jokes. Here's one. This was an ice-breaking zinger. Prime Minister, nice to see you. I believe the last time we joined forces was when I was leading the UN General Assembly in a vocal warm-up. I hope the skills I imparted to you and your fellow world leaders have proved fruitful in the pursuit of global peace. Here's another. Good afternoon, people of Yankee Stadium. What a natural experience this is for me. You know, most days, not all, maybe 60, 70%, I sit at home thinking, why am I not giving a speech at Yankee Stadium today? Hubris and humility will be the subject of next speech I make another time. Now, on education. My grandmother, Dee, my dad's mom, she died the day that I graduated high school. My parents didn't tell me because they didn't want to spoil my graduation day. She was 63, her name was Priscilla, she was magnificent. But many years before her passing, my father promised her that he would earn his college degree before she died. And you see, he dropped out of school with only 9 credits left to start a family and move to New York City. And she died before he could fulfill that promise. So that summer, the summer before I enrolled at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, my father enrolled in community college in Dallas, Texas. He finished with straight A's, as he liked to tell anyone within earshot. He earned his degree, he handed me the Jansport backpack that he bought for summer school, and he and my mom drove me to Chapel Hill to start my freshman year. So my dad graduated college the same year I started, 1986. My Yeah. My grandfather, Pops, my dad's dad, was a cantankerous man who now lived alone in Henderson, North Carolina, about 45-minute drive from campus. And he was at that point a recent widower struggling with a kind of despair he had no words for. And he informed me that he and I would be having lunch together every week, which we did for 4.5 years. I struggled my first semester. I often spent nights alone eating a whole medium deep dish pepperoni and extra cheese pizza from Pizza Hut into the late hours, or watching David Letterman in the common room, and subsequently missing my 8 a.m. Spanish class. I hadn't learned the word depression yet, and since all my lifelong mentors were insistent that college was the best thing ever, I couldn't comprehend the sadness that I felt starting out on my own. Nor had I learned that you have to formally drop a class for it not to be counted as a zero. So I was learning. Incidentally, it was in that common room watching David Letterman where another student encouraged me to audition for a soap opera that was being produced by student television, which would be one of the major influences in driving my interest towards acting. So at that university, inside my own loneliness, outside of my schoolwork, I was learning. However, at lunch with my grandfather, as he witnessed me struggle, he encouraged me with the only kind of care he knew. "Get your damn head out of your ass," he would say. Or, "Don't blow it, dummy." Week after week. Same restaurant, same meal, same dialogue. And it did have a motivating effect. Though it took me an extra semester after posting a not-so-strong 1.7 GPA my first semester, I eventually made Dean's List. Believe me, I brought that letter to lunch, I slapped it on the table, and with a reciprocal caring warmth, I exclaimed, "In your face, Pops," or something similar. We ended up having an incredibly tight bond. But there were so many different kinds of learning going on. I got an amazing 19-year-old son who recently finished his first year of college. He's much smarter than I am. He has straight A's. But he did send me a picture of a large stuffed crust pizza late at night after several tough assignments, and I'll admit I slept well knowing that he was learning. But what was this reverence for education? For our system of education? Why did my parents not want to spoil my high school graduation day with the important news of my grandmother's death? Why did my grandmother make my father promise to her that he would graduate? And why did my dad have such pride? Why was I in such despair over doing poorly? And I appreciate opposing points of view on this matter, but I would speculate from their point of view and now from my point of view, having the opportunity and taking the opportunity to begin learning about learning as a young adult, sort of on your own, gives you an incredible advantage in making the most of your life. I believe in scholarship, I believe in academia, I believe in critical thinking and peer review. I consider myself an empiricist. I don't really know what that means, I'm an actor, but I think it has something to do with evidence-based understanding. For instance, I trust the engineering behind the construction of this building. I trust that my voice will reach you through a system whose working components necessitate an understanding of electromagnetism. And I'm not forgetting that they're all flawed human constructs. The systems created by humans will likely contain human flaws. It's one of our main ingredients. Get used to it. You will face your flaws and your fragility again and again and again. But there is great power in understanding your weakness. That's probably from a superhero movie, but it's true. This institution and the faculty that I learned from here, notably the great Ron Van Loo and Zelda Fitchander and Deb Lapidus, and so many of them are here. Nora Dunphy, Deb Heck, Bev Wyman, Leaviu Chule, Mark Wing Davey, and Javi Burgess and Calder. I'm missing a million great teachers, but they all seem to insist that education was a way of living. It takes rigor. It takes daring curiosity. And also, if you don't like the system, participate to change it. It was standard scholarly dogma not too long ago to believe that the Earth was the center of the universe. And Copernicus, using some pretty sophisticated and intricate math, a tool of the system, worked out pretty much how that could be possible. And then Galileo, using math and scientific observation, again, part of the system, put the sun in the middle of the universe. I think at Copernicus, he agreed, but he had some peer pressure. But it's all a part of the system. Again, I'm an actor. Don't research this. It's probably not true. I haven't even played an astronomer. You know, I'm on the board of my co-op. I'm a member of the board, and you know who they are? They're people. They're just a bunch of people talking, some with spectacular skills. But now that you are shaped by your attack on education in the churning engine room of a city that is New York and ready to be unloosed, you can use your well-honed skills of focused, thoughtful participation to help shape the world into the place you want to live. I can see clearly now. My grandfather chastised me with "get your head out of your ass." What he was saying was participation in higher education reveals an interest in participating in society, participating in the American experiment, having your intellect and your ego challenged and bored and thrilled and uplifted and decimated, all in the hopes of shaping a mind ready for active participation in adult life. And that's what you all have done here. That's why we're all dressed up. And you did it in New York fucking City. So take that anywhere you want. Come on. Come on. 2023, let's go.
Please welcome Fred Carl, Co-Associate Dean of Faculty.
Hello, everybody. The Tisch student-driven David Payne Carter Excellence in Teaching Award recognizes those faculty members who best instill, quote, a deepening comprehension and enthusiasm for the arts, as well as a desire to seek further knowledge, unquote. This year's recipient is Associate Arts Professor Deb Lapidus from the Graduate Acting Department. Professor Lapidus is an acting, singing, and vocal coach, as well as a musical director. She is head of voice and teaches singing for actors. Her students wrote, "Deb has chiseled singers out of actors who didn't even know they could sing. But most importantly, she has encouraged students to step bravely into their truth." Congratulations, Professor Lapidus. The NYU Distinguished Administrator Award recognizes outstanding administrative and professional performance and inclusive excellence across the university. One of the 8 recipients of this year's award is Danny Larson. An award-winning composer and theater maker who is the department administrator in the Graduate Musical Theater Writing Program. Congratulations, Danny Larson. The NYU Distinguished Teaching Award highlights the university's commitment to teaching excellence and is given annually to selected outstanding members of the faculty. This year, Professor Spike Lee of the Graduate Film Department was one of the 6 outstanding full-time faculty members from across the university recognized for their exceptional teaching. His students have written, "One of the things I appreciate most about Professor Lee is that he always, and I mean always, keeps it real. No professor has gotten me out of my head quicker than Spike. And he took the time to watch my work. That was huge for me, that validation, that support. He pushes for excellence. He pushes for deeper meaning in our work. He demands it for story, for the culture." Although he's not able to join us today, please join me in congratulating Professor Spike Lee. Thank you.
Now, our Tisch department chairs will recognize the graduates of their respective programs and offer valedictory remarks.
From the Maurice Kanbar Institute of Film and Television, Ezra Sachs, Chair of the Department of Undergraduate Film and Television.
Will the graduates and faculty of the undergraduate department of film and television please rise? On your first day here as freshmen or transfers, we told you that no matter what craft you specialize in, cinematography, directing, producing, screenwriting, we train storytellers. As a graduating class, your story is, I believe, the story of adaptability, resiliency, and perseverance. You came here and you were excited. And then an unthinkable pandemic sent you back home, and you were living with tremendous uncertainty. And then again, you were called back and had to adjust yet again. And through all the disruptions, you continued to hone your skills, and you never stopped creating your art. Adaptability. Here's just one of many examples. In your intermediate production class, you wrote a script that took place in a haunted farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, a ghost story meant to scare. And then it was March, and you were sent home, and you ended up shooting it on your cell phone in your parents' garage in New Jersey with your 8-year-old sister playing the ghost and your parents and grandmother playing the haunted prey. And your ghost story, meant to scare, became a family comedy meant to make us laugh, and it did. We always knew you had talent, all of you, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But in accepting the unexpected limitations and roadblocks and restrictions, you showed us you have the character of true artists as well. It's not easy to turn the daunting unexpected into a valuable plot twist. I am truly in awe of that ability, and I know it will serve you well as you move on. So congratulations, and go forth. And now I'd like to invite Ori Chevio to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of your class. Ori?
From the Maurice Canbar Institute of Film and Television, Julia Solomona, Chair of the Graduate Film Program.
Will the graduates and faculty of Tisch Graduate Film and Dual Degree Program please rise? I want to congratulate all of you today. I am so proud of your achievements, your determination, and your passion. A few years ago, you arrived to NYU full of expectations and dreams, some fear and self-doubt. You brought in your stories and your desire to turn them into movies. Right when you were starting to learn new technologies and craft, a global pandemic hit, forcing us to rethink ways to continue. Chair Barbara Schock and a highly committed faculty worked tirelessly to make sure you still got the physical, collaborative experience of filmmaking. You rose to the many challenges, and you were able not only to make your films, acquire new skills, and explore new territories. You found each other and found yourselves in the process of creating new and meaningful work. There is still uncertainty and self-doubt, but you are now equipped with a much deeper knowledge of the craft and of yourselves. You found a global community of peer collaborators that will be your collaborators for life, and a dedicated faculty that is deeply committed to your growth and now sees you as talented colleagues. I hope you continue to develop your voice and expand your vision to raise empathy and advocate for authentic representation, to question, entertain, and move people, to build bridges between cultures. I hope you stay present, nimble, honest, and curious. I hope that you will take your NYU experience and expand it to the world to contribute to the inclusive, collaborative space we all deserve and aspire to live in. I now invite Derek Woodyard to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of their class.
From the Maurice Canbar Institute of Film and Television, Anna McCarthy, Chair of the Department of Cinema Studies.
Cinema Studies graduates and faculty, please rise. Here we are at the end of our journey together. Congratulations. 18 months ago, back in fall 2021, a good number of you were rising juniors. Others were returning from a leave of absence, grappling with a changed city and an altered NYU. Many others were starting their MA in cinema studies or in archiving and preservation. And some of you, whether you knew it or not, were entering the finishing stages of your doctoral dissertations. I'm asking you to think back instead of look forwards because, as you know, memory is a funny thing. A year or so from now, what will you hold on to from the hours you spent in our classrooms? The classy green velour seating, certainly, and in the case of fall 21, possibly the physical discomfort of mask wearing. But at the same time, I hope these memories will include moments from the works that you encountered on screen, the glorious anamorphic rupture in the middle of Kirkland, the barbershop scene in Army of Shadows, Maya Deren doing YMCA arms as she runs through the dunes. The classroom is a place for talking about the power of images like these, and those conversations sustained us through all the trouble and the hassle and the gloom. Recovering from hard times takes time, and the experiences we went through together will be processing in the background for a while. Quite possibly, a few years from now, you'll be spinning through the photos on your phone when a screenshot from 21 pops up. Something very ordinary, like the daily screener to get into the building that you used to have. Or a boarding pass from a flight that you forgot you took. Images like these are both utilitarian and a little triggering because they emblemize pandemic living in all its flat totality. You'll want to delete them and the bad memories they conjure, but I hope you'll save at least a few. Put them in a folder with all the other images that bear witness to your life and your learning in these unique and interesting times. Along with the selfies, the pet photos, and the Squid Game stills, your routine pandemic screenshots are your personal digital archive. I hope you'll think of your cinema studies education as a personal archive too. Like your camera roll, it's a trove of image material to visit, and with each visit, integrate the pandemic into a larger history of who you are. The time you spent in cinema studies is only a small moment in a long flow of time, but it coincided with some pretty big historical stuff. And I hope the words and images you experiences in your times with us will stay with you and perhaps sustain you forever. I now invite Luca Procida to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of the Cinema Studies classes of 2022. This year, we continue the Tisch tradition of hooding the PhD students who received their degrees at commencement yesterday. Dean Green and President Hamilton, will you do us the honor of hooding doctoral candidates Gianni Berchiesi, Nathaniel Brennan, and Rochelle Sarah Miller from the Department of Cinema Studies.
Please welcome Dan O'Sullivan, Associate Dean of the Institute of Emerging Media.
Will the graduates and the faculty of ITP, IMA, and IMA low-res please rise? Today, I'm standing in for Sean, who's sick, but you are in the right place at the right time. Maybe a little ahead of time. It seems every day I read in the New York Times breaking news about some topic that you've been working on for years. That coverage makes it clear that your time is an important time because access to the power of computation is currently exploding into all areas of our culture. And that access is core to our mission. As a department, we've seen it before. The internet was going to give everyone a voice, but often creates echo chambers that distort our democracy. That phone in your pocket was going to give us access to the entire world at any moment, but often makes us just miss the moment. But your work gives us hope. It's idealistic, it's beautiful, it's fun, it's moving, it's weird, but it's tempered with a mature view of the double edges of technology and the bias always built into it. Your unbelievably hard work demonstrates your optimism that we can do better. You are indeed perfectly placed at ITP and IMA at the Tisch School of the Arts for these important times. Now we are depending on you to help us navigate our culture through them. Yes, we are asking you to save the world. But you can do that tomorrow. Today, just enjoy your accomplishments, enjoy the people around you who made it all possible. Congratulations. Now I invite Suraj Bathi, Jay Cho, and David Yang to the stage to receive their symbolic diplomas on behalf of their classes.
From the Maurice Canbar Institute of Film and Television, Joe Vinciguerra, Chair of the Rita and Burton Goldberg Department of Dramatic Writing.
All right. Will the 2023 graduates and faculty of the Dramatic Writing Department please rise? You're all about to graduate at a time when it may feel like the livelihood of writers is being threatened as never before. The Writers Guild is on strike, AI is starting to do the intellectual work of human beings. Journalism is turning into profit-driven entertainment. Books are being banned by state legislators. You're entering a world that may look like a dystopian industrial entertainment complex run by robots. But don't be alarmed. There will always be work for writers, real human writers, because the world needs writers to... I'm under a clock here, help me. To entertain, to question, to challenge, to reflect on, and make sense of the human condition. Whether an AI can write an episode of Severance or not, would you really want to watch one if you knew it was written by an algorithm? And not your fellow alum, Dan Erickson, who spoke to us yesterday. And as a recent sign at a Writers Guild picket line reminds us, ChatGPT didn't have a traumatic childhood. You're about to graduate at a time when the livelihood of writers is being threatened as never before, except it has been threatened before and before that, and it will be again. So take comfort in the fact that your words do matter. They are valuable, and they will always be essential. Ignore the robots and get to work. Congratulations to the class of 2023. I now invite Olivia Hunt to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of her class.
From the Institute of Emerging Media, Deb Willis, Chair of the Department of Photography and Imaging.
Thank you. Will the graduates of the Photography and Imaging Department and faculty please rise? It's great to see all of you. Congratulations. I'm honored to introduce the 2023 graduates to the Radio City audience, and I'm thrilled to share this occasion with the faculty, staff, family, and friends of all of these outstanding photographers, image makers, and critical thinkers. Your contributions toward making a difference in telling stories visually and adding your voices to art scholarship and art making remain critical. We need your vision and voices to continue to build on the foundation we know from our history of making images, writing, reading, and curating in the arts. These are desperate times. The word desperate is an adjective, a description, and yet it can feel like a noun, something which feels more permanent, and in many ways an adjective which allows us to make change. What word does an artist have to offer, or tools do they hold in their hands, eyes, and tongue to go to battle against such a word? I believe one word and one word only, imagination. As long as artists have an imagination, they are free to reshape, reconsider where we want to be and need to be. And to take us there, I believe you could do that with imagination. And in that, show us our value and show us that our lives matter. Art teaches us that lives other than our own matter. Continue to uncover new interpretations in the archive, support the arts, look for new stories to photograph and interpret, and continue to make a difference in our art world. Continue to write and make our future solid. I would also like to recognize your families and who have supported each of your individual dreams. Just imagine when you decided you wanted to go to art school and you told your family. Think about what they said and their concerns. And just to think about how they guided you through your personal journey and educational journey, as well as your faculty members. Be assured, we as the faculty have been enriched by participating in this passage as we have been attempted to prepare you to venture into the world of image making. Thank you, thank you, thank you for engaging us for the past 4 years. I'm proud to salute you as Tisch graduates, and I hope you will share your work with us in the future. Know that there's a place for you at the table and or behind the camera. Believe that you have a voice, and I've always viewed artists as teachers and leaders because we are curious. We have a desire to make changes and seek new possibilities. Mira Baraka wrote that possibilities move us. I strongly agree. And Octavia Butler wrote, all that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. I totally agree. And I would like to invite Carlos Hernandez, who changed me, to the stage to receive the symbolic coma.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Carl Cofield, Chair of the Graduate Acting Program.
Would the graduates and faculty of grad acting please stand up? I humbly stand before you today to recognize the extraordinary achievements of this remarkable group of artist citizens. Over the course of 3 years of your intense actor training, we consistently reminded the students to be present, to respond to imaginary circumstances truthfully, and to use their talents to illuminate the human condition. One of the core attributes needed for the work to do this is the ability to improvise. This cohort of 16 deftly embodied this trait during their time at grad acting. In spite of all of the challenges we know so well, these actors created work that moved us in profound ways over the internet, in classrooms, and most importantly, in the theaters. The class of 2023 represents the very, very best of NYU grad acting. Artists, citizens of the highest order. I'm excited to see how their gifts enhance, challenge, and improve our industry because it is most needed. I couldn't be prouder to introduce the class of 2023 to the professional industry and the world at large. Jelani Allen, Rora Broadwin, Avalon Christie, Karina Corretz, Quinn Jackson, Devin Kessler, Zia Lawrence, Lauren Lee, Tony Mott, Peter McNally, Martin Ortiz, Reese Dos Santos, Olivia Ciccoloni, Dwayne Shabazz, Marin Shaw, and Rachel Town. I have no doubt that your gifts will make this world a better place and brighter as you have for us. I now invite Quinn Jackson to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of us, our choir.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Sean Curran, Chair of the Department of Dance.
Will the Tisch Dance faculty and the Tisch Dance class of 2023 please rise? President Hamilton, Dean Green, honored speakers and guests, family and friends, I am pleased and proud to present our graduating class. In the Department of Dance, we develop fully realized artists, critical thinkers, fearless leaders, and fluent performers. We accomplish these goals by bridging the divide between the classroom, or in our case, the dance studio, and the professional dance field, a competitive, diverse, dynamic, and constantly evolving industry. In the span of a single year, where else but at Tisch Dance could those on the cusp of professional careers perform in works by Sidra Bell, Trisha Brown, Bill T. Jones, Arnie Zane Company. Engage with guest artist workshops with award-winning choreographers and performers such as Keely Garfield, Lauren Lovett, and Bill T. Jones. Participate in discussions centered at the intersection of equity, social responsibility, and creative entrepreneurship. or take advantage of opportunities to choreograph and perform in your own fully produced dances in collaboration with composers, designers, and professional caliber production teams. Tisch dance alums are currently performing on Broadway in Bob Fosse's Dancing and The Lion King, on national tours of MJ, the Michael Jackson musical, and Stomp, in commercial productions and films and countless award-winning contemporary dance ensembles. I know that many artistic professional successes also await the class of 2023. Graduates, I ask that you challenge yourselves to lead meaningful lives. Be collaborative, curious, and fierce. Remember your global responsibility as an artist. On behalf of the faculty, wish you all the best as you carry the transformative power of dance into the future. I will now invite Salma Kiwan to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of the 2023 graduating class.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Justin Townsend, Chair of the Department of Design for Stage and Film.
Will the graduates and faculty of the Department of Design for Stage and Film please stand? Graduate school is hard. It should be, right? It's a transformative time in our lives where we engage with big questions, practice our craft, and create lifetime bonds with our colleagues. Around the fall of 2019, a lifetime ago, right? You all applied to come to NYU in pursuit of your graduate school education. Beginning a graduate education for anyone is a moment of excitement, fear, joy, and a deep commitment and faith to the future of our culture and ourselves. Fast forward to the spring of 2020, your decision to commit to this process came in a moment that was impossible to know if what had always been true would continue to be true at NYU. Imagine a moment centuries and centuries ago, standing in a field, a hot summer day, the soil in your toes, feels good. And without notice, understanding, or reason, the sun is eclipsed. The light goes away. The everlasting sun was hidden and gone dark. The promise of the future was no longer clear. No one had told you that it would happen to prepare you, to calm you, provide guidance. How terrifying that moment must have been. What would you do? Would the light ever come back? In that moment of unknown, you, the class of 2023, made the remarkable choice to plant seeds in that soil. In the darkness and unknown, you chose to invest and engage. What a great moment of faith in art and in yourselves. Your spirit, tenacity, curiosity, passion, and joy have led you to be here on graduation today. You have grown as designers, makers, dreamers, and leaders. You have grown in the most challenging of times. I'm so deeply honest to bear witness, to celebrate, and to be inspired by your hard work, your courage, and artistry. No class is ever the same, but you all are outstanding in your stunning revelation to all of us what it means to be an artist in these times. Congratulations on this triumphant and thrilling moment as you share your light with all of us. I will now invite Josh Oberlander to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of his class.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Andre Lepecki, Chair of the Department of Performance Studies.
Will the graduates and faculty of the Department of Performance Studies please rise and make some noise? Yes. All right, everyone. On behalf of our entire faculty, administrators, and staff, it is my honor to congratulate our graduating cohorts. Whether you're receiving your BA, your MA, or your PhD degrees, know that as you leave our Department of Performance Studies, you'll be joining a vast community of scholars, of artists, and of scholar artists who continue to expand the possibilities of what art and theory can do when they fuse together. The department also wants to thank you. Thank you for everything that you've taught us, for challenging us as our teachers, and for asking us to think further and better and always away from our comfort zones. Thank you also for your resilience and sense of purpose and community over these still exceptional times. As so many acts of brutality, neglect, and despair ripple across the world, you have shown us how to keep believing in studying, researching, and creating and theorizing together. Thus, you make a better present, a better future, and you redeem also the struggle of those who preceded us, a better past, actually. Finally, a word to your parents, to your family and loved ones, to your friends, to all who believed and supported you when you told them that you wanted to pursue a degree in a field that no one really knows how to define. So thank you for trusting in our department, for entrusting to our department, to our field of study, these extraordinary minds and hearts, not only eager to think hard about the complex world we live in, but also eager to transform it. So now it is my pleasure to acknowledge the class of 2023 student representative, Amanda Gao. Please come to the stage. Okay, yes. This year, we continued the Tisch salute tradition of hooting the PhD students who received their degrees at commencement yesterday. Dean Green, President Hamilton, and Provost DePico, please join us to honor with the hooting of Luis Ricon Alba, Adrian Edwards, Troizel XX from the Department of Performance Studies. Yes.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Tomi Tsunoda, Chair of the Department of Drama.
Right back at you. Will the graduates and faculty of the Department of Drama please rise? Y'all. You know, for a practice that is embodied and dependent on a live audience, a global pandemic is like particularly inconvenient. And that has been true not only for all of you and for all of us up here, but for our entire professional field. After more than a year and a half of complete shutdown in our industry, all of us in some way are still figuring out who we are now, what we learned, who we want to become, and how we get there together, just like you. Our field is in shift, and it is transforming under and around us all the time at a pace that's faster than most other moments in its history. There's this cultural narrative floating around out there about your generation that y'all are fragile. I really hope you haven't internalized that narrative. that you don't see yourselves that way. I do not see you that way. What I think about much more frequently is how resilient your generation is constantly required to be. And from one point of view, that's deeply unfair, and you must be exhausted. I hope you're also proud. I hope you're also excited. Yeah. Because from another point of view, your cohort is better prepared for the world you're facing than any generation before you would have been. Yeah. The challenges and exhaustion of this time, you're going to need its lessons to build a life in this era. You're entering a field and a world that is troubled in many ways that are good and in many ways that are not. And there are a lot of folks that you will look up to, that you'll try to get jobs from, that you want to learn from, who will not have satisfying answers to the questions you're asking. We've just been asking them for a little bit longer than you have. So don't just be in the business of asking good, hard questions. Be also in the business of offering possibilities. That is our job as dramatic artists, to not just demonstrate what is or what's needed, but to embody what is possible. Yeah? Periods of transformation and change can turn what was once stone into soft clay, and that is great for possibility if people are ready to step up and make new shapes, right? I hope we've done right by you in preparing you for that work. You're needed, and I am proud to welcome you into the field as my colleagues. I look forward to working alongside you as we shape new futures together. I am now going to invite Charlie Masami Anderson to the stage to accept a symbolic diploma on behalf of their class.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Robert Lee, Chair of the Graduate Musical Theater Writing Program.
Will the faculty and new graduates of the Graduate Musical Theater Writing Program please stand? In my kitchen, I have a microplane zester. It's a miracle of engineering. Truly, you'll never find a quicker, more satisfying way to zest an orange. I also have a Chinese cleaver. It's nondescript, utilitarian, and I can't remember where I bought it or how much I paid for it. Everyone oohs and ahs when the zester makes an appearance, executing with precision the task for which it was expertly designed. But the cleaver is the one that's full of surprises. You think you know what it's for, and then you discover one more thing it can do. Split a watermelon, scale a fish, smash a clove of garlic, open a package from Amazon. Cycle 32, you occupy a unique place as the class who joined us during the recovery. 2 years ago, you had to learn to communicate your inspired ideas without the traditional machinery of our art form. Then, you had to figure out how to reintegrate that machinery in an entirely new economic reality. At a time of both great optimism and great uncertainty, you had no choice but to be a Chinese cleaver. Now that things have improved, we're all feeling the pull of the before times. The pre-pandemic infrastructure is trying to restore its dominance, an infrastructure that would have us all return to being microplane zesters, knowing our place and comfortable in our prescribed role. Recognize this for what it is, play along when you need to, but remember always these past 2 years when you proved yourselves the most brilliant cleavers, versatile, resourceful, resilient, and independent. You've already proven that your potential is limitless. And if there's one more thing I know about Chinese cleavers, it's that those suckers can cut through anything. In order to accept a symbolic diploma on the part of your classmates, may I welcome Elsie Srota.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Pato Hebert, Chair of the Department of Art and Public Policy.
Will the graduates and the faculty of the Department of Art and Public Policy please levitate? I want to reflect back to you some of what you shared a few weeks ago in your final presentations. Dear Galaxy, you wrote, you cannot create if you're not connected to life. Sirens aren't just mermaids, they're also bird figures. We hold the power to change something, and sometimes messing up is a part of it. Questions serve as guideposts, even and especially when we don't have the answers. In what ways can we adopt new customs while keeping ancient traditions alive? How can art and cultural programs support the well-being of a community? What are the boundaries that you create when you collaborate with a friend? How do we make fun as we make change? Does the dream even play? Scale is an element in what we do. We have to reconsider our hiring processes. Remember the public health outcomes that are determined by our social and physical infrastructures. We must set our performing arts organizations to transformation mode. We have the right to be acute and obtuse and dissonant. And yet, we hack ourselves to connect with the daily life. There's nothing artificial about your intelligence. It's hard-earned and continuously honed. Out of rock gives life to the bones humming. What does it mean to be an artist if I don't breathe life into you? Graduates, I honor your creativity and criticality. I marvel at your tenacity. I get my feels. I celebrate your fabulosity. Felicitaciones. Congratulations. I now have the tremendous privilege and honor of meeting the amazing Gianni Nerali to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma.
From the Institute of Emerging Media, Jason King, Chair of the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music.
Will the graduates and faculty of the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music please rise and make a joyful noise? Recorded music graduates, it is really hard to believe all that you have had to contend with: a worldwide health pandemic, hurricanes, natural disasters, political polarization, volatility, instability, grief, uncertainty, depletion. As your instructors, we surely did not help your overload by forcing you to hear phrases you probably never want to hear again, like asynchronous content, like in-person code of conduct, like please take this survey. We are your teachers, but in the midst of difficult times, you've taught us all a thing or two about grit and defiance. You've dreamed up enviable lyrics, melodies, top lines, bridges, beats, hooks, and codas. You produced and mixed and mastered amazing recordings, visually arresting music videos. You conjured up innovative tech ventures, business plans, and decks. You wrote music journalism and dreamed up inclusive student groups. When life threw lemons at you, you followed the queen bee's advice, as you always should, and you made lemonade. We threw a lot at you: classes, papers, projects, advising meetings, year-end reviews, office hours, content development sessions, pro-dev presentations. But all of it was to help you realize that you alone are enough. You are the magic that the world has been waiting for. You have a responsibility to remain connected to source, to your creativity, to share your gifts broadly so that they can transform the world. In case nobody told you, you are special. And we cannot wait to hear and see where you go on your fantastic journeys. It remains our great joy to have met you, to have spent this time with you, to know you, and to love you. You are forever part of the Clive Davis Institute family. And now that you're alums, we will always continue to be there for you. So in the words of Bruno and Anderson, leave the door open. All right, I now invite Mikesha Misella to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of their class.
From the Institute of Emerging Media, Naomi Clark, Chair of the NYU Game Center at Tisch.
All right, graduates and faculty of the Game Center. Yeah, I think that's me. Thank you, thank you. Faculty, stand up in the back there, too. All right, congratulations to all of you. You made it. As has been said, yeah, these years have been a really bumpy ride. But, thanks in part to your ingenuity, your tenacity, your open hearts, and your perseverance, you have seen each other through. You've helped us figure out how to get through these times. Some of you started school right before the pandemic hit. Some of you just as we were coming back in person. It was all very weird and bumpy, and thank you for being with us through it. Thank you for giving your all. The faculty, we're all incredibly proud of the work that you presented last night at the Game Center of all of your graduation projects. Now, I'm going to be real with you. The bumpy ride is not over yet. It's a very, very weird moment to be stepping out into the world as artists and designers. Change is rippling through creative industries in art and entertainment and media with the automation of content and more content using generative AI. Then business interests and tech companies and artists of all kinds are at war over what creative labor and creative control will look like in the future. Wait, which side are you guys on? Business interests, tech companies, or artists? Anybody? Artists? Thank you, okay, good, yes. Artists and workers. Yeah, so we're in one of the most unpredictable moments that I have witnessed in my decades of working in creative technology and games. And I started my career back when people were saying, do you think this internet thing is going to change how we do stuff? It turns out that it did. And so although I tend to be pretty skeptical about hype for new technologies, I'm pretty concerned about what's going to come next, what you guys are going to face in the upcoming decades. Although it's impossible to predict, I've been really considering how it might affect you now that we're welcoming you as colleagues in making games. So here's my quick advice for you. Plant your feet on the fundamental things that you've learned, the things that you already know deeply. Use those lessons as anchors, because every one of you knows how to struggle through creative conflicts with your peers. You know what it's like to have a game go sideways because of a bug or a disaster playtest that reveals that all of your expectations were wrong. Like so many of your artistic peers, you've learned that sometimes you have to kill your first idea in order to get to the next one. And among you are creators who can tell stories through interactive choice, fashion playable systems that comment on real dilemmas or express love stories, convey intense vibes through character expressions or user interface animations, and yes, even using machine learning to generate landscapes or flowers or worlds. So remember this, if our planet lost all to advanced technology tomorrow, you all would still be making brand new games out of pieces of paper and sticks and charcoal and stories and laughs, and those games would be about anything and everything, because you know how to do that, but most of all, you know how to bring all of those things together to create something playful, meaningful, serious, and ludicrous all at once. So all those powers will still serve you, no matter how the landscape of capitalism buckles and warps. And you've shown us all that you have that vision and the guts to stay on the path to realize it. So keep at it. Whatever you make will be worth it. Thank you, and I'd like to invite Max Seavey up to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma.
From the Institute of Performing Arts, Itai Benjamin, Chair of Collaborative Arts.
Hi. Will the graduates of and faculty of the Collaborative Arts program please rise? I made you something. Since the rest of you have to sit and watch, I guess this is for you too. It'll take me a moment to put together, so I'm putting this down. Awkward silence. Yes. Damayanti, this is for you. Janessa, this is for you. Piper, Annie, Kelly, Eric, Danny, Maggie, was this okay? Yes? All right, all right. Jana, I got Lorraine, and Courtney, and Jeannie, and Marley, and Sully, and Dylan, and Josh, and Divya, and lastly, Charlie. Congratulations. You are the very first graduating class of Collaborative Arts. It was so great to get to know you. Continue to work hard, and don't forget to keep playing. Yeah? Bye. Wait. I will now invite Dylan Taylor to the stage to receive a symbolic diploma on behalf of the class.
That was fun, all the departments. The Tisch School of the Arts thrives within an extraordinary global university, and it is my honor today to introduce the 16th president of New York University, Dr. Andrew Hamilton. This is President Hamilton's 8th and final year as president of NYU. We are so thankful for all he has done with dedication for NYU and the Tisch School of the Arts. Please welcome President Hamilton.
Dean Green, colleagues, family, friends, and most of all, the amazing, the outstanding NYU Tisch School of the Arts, class of 2023. Congratulations! I bring you greetings on this glorious day. Greetings from all of NYU to our graduating Tisch students. This is a very special day indeed. It's a very busy day for me, I have to confess. The Tisch Salute is the second of 5 graduation ceremonies I have today. I have just, before the Tisch Salute, I rushed up from Madison Square Garden, where I was presiding at the graduation ceremony of the Stern School of Business. Tisch, I am shocked. Who do you think is going to invest in those movies of yours? Or buy those overpriced Broadway tickets of your shows? We are all part of a community, and you, Tisch students, are a very special part of this community. Here I stand on this magnificent stage at Radio City Music Hall, and I'm just so tempted to channel one of the great bands, one of the great performers who stood on this stage. Maybe I should be channeling my inner Beyonce. I don't, but I realized that this morning, having been at Madison Square Garden and now Radio City Music Hall, the person who I feel most like at this moment is Elton John. Now, now why Elton John? Why Elton John? Well, he has a cute English accent like me. He's old like me. He's on a farewell tour just like me. He's playing to packed houses just like me. But I get to wear much more gorgeous gowns than Elton John. Don't you agree? And let me tell you, Elton John never played Madison Square Garden and Radio City Music Hall in the same day, let me tell you. But these many graduation ceremonies that I've been doing this week, and next week I'm off to Abu Dhabi and Shanghai for their graduation ceremonies, it gives me an opportunity to see NYU in all of its glory. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, everyone here today, NYU is thriving, NYU Tisch School of the Arts is thriving, and NYU Tisch graduates are thriving. Let's just look at the amazing Tisch School of the Arts. This year, Richard Move, Assistant Arts Professor in the Department of Dance, was awarded a 2023 Guggenheim Fellowship. The NYU Game Center was recognized as the top program for both undergraduate and graduate programs. Two professors at Tisch were awarded James Weldon Johnson professorships. Jason King, Associate Professor and Chair of Clive Davis, and Alric Brown, Assistant Professor in the Canbar. And let me remind you, those James Weldon Johnson professorships recognize NYU faculty whose scholarship impacts social justice, inequality, criminal justice reform, and critically important areas like them. Tisch also saw this year the opening of magnificent new performance spaces at the John Paulson Center on Mercer Street, an amazing new building. And as we emerged from the pandemic, we've heard so much about that today, Tisch welcomed the return of more in-person shows, more performances, more events, more screenings, more exhibits in this city and across the globe. These are a few highlights from an extraordinary year for Tisch School of the Arts. But when I look out at all of you this afternoon, when I look at the amazing sea of violet in front of me, it reminds me that the Tisch School of the Arts is about you. You, its students. You, while carrying out your coursework, you rallied together to help raise funds for the people of Turkey and Syria after the devastating earthquake. The effort raised more than $100,000 to support people in need. One of your fellow graduates, Razel Binali, directed and produced the documentary Murder at Bighorn for Showtime, which premiered at the Sundance Festival. Another filmmaker among you, Riven Ratanawan, had their film selected to be screened on the Piccadilly Lights in London, as well as a network of public digital boards around the world. And among your classmates, there are so many talented people. Graduates of the Department of Collaborative Arts who are the first at Tisch to complete a 4-year student cycle. So congratulations to you. I see so much to be proud of. When I think about the world today, we hear a great deal about division in the world, about divisiveness. But when I look out at all of you, I see an antidote to division and divisiveness. When I look at Tisch, I see unity. You are united in striving to be more creative, more innovative, to make a bigger impact on the world. You are united in the way in which you make sense of the world through artistic expression. And as of today, you are united as the newest members of NYU Tisch's illustrious alumni network. Congratulations, all of you. And I know that as you go out into the world this afternoon, you will draw on all of those things you learned during your time at Tisch. You will also draw on your inherent talent and your inherent drive. But as we heard so eloquently from Darius earlier today, you will also draw on the immense strength of the NYU Tisch community, and you will draw on all of those things to make a difference in the world wherever that next chapter leads you, wherever your path takes you. And so, Tisch, class of 2023, know that as you leave NYU this afternoon, you take with you my very best wishes for your future, my best wishes and good fortune in the next chapter in your life. But as the president of NYU, and I won't be able to say that for much longer, but as the president of NYU, I can speak on behalf of the entire community. And let me tell you, you take with you the immense pride of all of us at NYU. Tisch, class of 2023, congratulations to you all and very best wishes. Well done.
Thank you, President Hamilton, for all of your accomplishments. We are so deeply appreciative. Thank you, all of you, for filling Radio City Music Hall with so much joy today. We're going to conclude our salute to the class of 2023 with Empire State of Mind, with our fabulous Sea Live Band, directed by Jeff Peretz, featuring Carly-Ann Santiago Rodriguez, Sarah Baracus, and Isaac Lamar, joined by performers from the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music, undergraduate drama, and the Inharmonics. Let's hear it for New York graduates. There's nothing you can't do. Congratulations.
Is always loud. There are sirens all around in the streets of me. If I could make it here, I could make it anywhere. That's what they say. See streets will make you feel brand new. Street lights will inspire you. Let's hear it for New York, New York, New York.
Tisch, put your hands up.
Amar en el aire por la ciudad, con sueños inmensos por alcanzar. Se puede Put your hands up. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Here in New York.
Make some noise, NYU. We graduate.
Brand new streetlights will inspire you. Let's hear it for New York, New York, New York.
Let's work hold it in Brooklyn winter. To the saint to the sinner. The poor stay poor while the rich get richer. If you're doing your best, do better. You won't have shit till you decide to go and get it. I'm highly motivated, and I just want it all. But this city don't sleep, so I pop me an Adderall. It don't matter where you from, it matter where you at. Why you here? Who got your back and who just know how to act? When you coming up, they do the most to hold you down. They gon' act like clowns, but where I'm around out. Chasing dreams ain't easy, but the city give me hope. Like my man at the bodega to hook me up with my bank low. A lot of people try and stop you when you're trying to grow. If I had $1 every time I heard no, it'd pay out my student loans. I don't listen. I learned that ignorance is bliss. This world love to make you think that you ain't shit. Young, black, and educated, and they hate it. I pray, cause they made it, but we know how to check. We going up, they do the most to hold you down. They gon' act like
New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Here in New York, these streets will make you feel brand new. Streetlights will inspire you. Let's hear it for New York, New York, New York.
How do you top that? I'm not going to try. Thank you for that wonderful performance. Now, I would like to take a moment to thank our extraordinary Tisch faculty. Can we just give them one big round of applause? Thank you all for joining us in celebrating the class of 2023. This concludes our ceremony. I would like to thank the staff of the Office of Student Affairs and the Dean's Office and all of the volunteers who made this event possible. I would like to give very special thanks to Jessica Mantell, Marissa Mariano, Caroline Wolf-Papachia, and Tom Beaver. This event would not have been possible without their tireless efforts. Graduates, families, and friends, we are about to share our name scroll on these large screens in the house. While this plays, I ask that you remain seated as the platform party and faculty recess, and then please exit the theater as quickly as possible so that the next school can prepare for their graduation ceremony. May I further ask that graduates and their families meet outside so that the aisles and the lobby are not blocked. Thank you so much. And now, will the banner bearers please lead the faculty recessional? Thank Thank you.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. I feel commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give, never gonna give. Never gonna give, never gonna give. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been